Sometimes power speaks loudly. Other times, real power doesn't speak at all. This is a story about authority challenged, not by force, but by calm. A police officer tried to assert control over a quiet man on the street, not knowing that the silence in front of him belonged to Chuck Norris. Watch till the end and comment where you're watching from the street was loud. Engines humming, people talking, phones buzzing. Then a police siren cut through the noise. A patrol car pulled over to the side of the road, lights flashing blue and red. A tall officer stepped out, adjusting his belt, scanning the scene like he owned it. He wasn't responding to a crime. He was responding to ego. On the sidewalk stood a quiet man in a faded denim jacket. No phone in his hand, no headphones, no rush. Just standing there. The officer pointed. "You. Hey, you. Step over here." The man didn't react immediately, not out of disrespect, but because he wasn't intimidated. The officer frowned. "I said, step over here now." People nearby slowed down. Someone stopped walking. Another pretended to tie their shoe just to watch. The quiet man turned. Calm eyes, relaxed shoulders, no fear. He walked over slowly. "What's the problem, officer?" The man asked, voice steady. The cop puffed his chest. "Don't ask questions. You match a description." The man raised an eyebrow. "A description of what?" The officer didn't answer. He circled the man instead, trying to assert dominance, trying to feel powerful. "You got ID?" The man nodded and reached into his pocket, slowly. The officer's hand dropped to his holster. "Easy, easy. I don't like sudden movements." The man paused, then calmly handed over his ID. The officer looked down. His expression changed, just slightly. He looked again, then again. The name hit him like a cold wind. Chuck Norris. The officer laughed nervously. "Funny joke," he said. "Real name?" "That is my real name," the man replied. The officer scoffed, then looked closer at the face, the beard, the eyes, the posture. Recognition began to crawl up his spine. He swallowed. Around them, a few people whispered, "No way! Is that him?" "That's Chuck Norris." The officer's voice lost its edge. "So, what are you doing here, sir?" Chuck Norris didn't raise his voice. He didn't threaten. He didn't brag. He simply said, "Standing." Silence fell. Not awkward silence, heavy silence. The kind of silence that forces a man to hear his own thoughts. The officer cleared his throat. "Sir, I was just doing my job." Chuck nodded. "I respect the job," he said, "but respect isn't something you demand with volume." The officer shifted his weight. "I didn't mean any disrespect." Chuck looked him straight in the eye. "Authority isn't proven by how loud you speak," he said. "It's proven by how calm you remain when no one is afraid of you." The words landed hard. No shouting, no humiliation, just truth. The crowd was fully watching now. The officer handed back the ID with both hands. "You're free to go, sir." Chuck took the card. Before walking away, he paused. "One more thing," he said. The officer stiffened. "When you wear that badge," Chuck continued, "you don't wear power, you wear responsibility." Then he walked away. No dramatic exit, no victory pose, just quiet footsteps fading into the noise of the city. The officer stood frozen, because in that moment, he realized something important. He hadn't lost control of the situation. He had never truly had it. Real strength didn't raise its voice. It didn't reach for a weapon. It didn't need to intimidate. Real strength stood still and let silence speak. And that silence belonged to Chuck Norris.